brothers turned enemies. The Ultramarines and the Sons of Horus collide in a battle that echoes across the galaxies. A bitter fight, born from betrayal, where every bolt round and power sword strike carries the weight of the galaxy with it. Today we take you to the heart of the 30k universe, where Gulliman's disciplined Ultramarines clash with the ruthless Sons of Horus. Every shot, every melee, every strategy could change the fate of this war. Prepare yourself, Wargamers. The battle of the future of the Imperium has begun.
Hi guys, Richard here, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest Horus Heresy battle report. Finally back in the studio filming a game, and today I am being joined by Luke, and he's brought along his stunning Sons of Horus army, and I'm really looking forward to facing him again. We had a game earlier in the year, didn't we?
Yeah.
God, April, something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Been a little while, but that was a really close win for the Ultramarines. But this is Luke's second game for Horus Heresy. So really looking forward to playing you again, because last time was brilliant fun. It was really good fun. We're doing War of Lies mission today. So we have 3 objective markers down. 2 of them are in our deployment zones and 1 is in the centre of the battlefield. Really looking forward to this. One of the objective markers, which is a new bit of scenery, it's ace. But we're going to go and have a look at that. While I've got you, if you find yourself back at this channel and you haven't subscribed, just click that little subscribe button and that bell icon so you never miss any of our content. There is a link to our sponsor, Element Games, up in the top corner as well, where you can go get some discount on all your hobby needs and be help supporting the channel at the same time. But now that's all been said, should we go take a look at the armies. Facing the Ultramarines today, we have the Sons of Horus, and leading them today is a Praetor in Artificer armour. He comes equipped with a Paragon Blade and a Volkite Charger. He also has an Iron Halo. Tactical squads, we have a large blob of 17 Tactical Marines. The Sergeant has a Plasma Pistol, plus he has a Power Fist as well. And we have an Apothecary in there, well, joining onto that squad, which is pretty cool. We have another 10-man tactical squad over here. That Sergeant has a Plasma Pistol plus a Power Fist. And there's a Rhino for those guys over there. We have 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, 1 with a Conversion Beamer, 1 with Harrier Bolters, and then obviously just the normal Power Fists. We have a Spartan, we have the Lascans, we have the Flamers. We don't have a Flare Shield on this one. And then finally, we have the Kratos Heavy Assault Tank. Las Cannons and the Melter Cannon coming out of this thing. That thing really scares me. It looks mean, it looks menacing. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to shift some of this armour. Let's have a look at the Ultramarines and find out why. For the Ultramarines today, we have a Praetor in Cataphractii Terminator armour and a Paragon Blade leading the forces. We have a Chaplain. We also have an Apothecary. Into troops, we have a 10-man tactical squad with a Nuncio Vox. The Sergeant has Artificer armour and a Power Sword. They will be travelling in a Rhino. Second tactical squad, exactly the same, minus the Rhino. We also have the Assault Marines making their first appearance in a battle report, all 10 of them equipped with their shields. We have a Contemptor Dreadnought, Power Fist and Curious Assault Cannon on this guy. Derridea Dreadnought, again, first time in a battle report for this guy today. We have the always trusty Scorpius Whirlwind. We have the Invictora Suzerains, all equipped with their Thunder Hammers and their shields as well. Again, first time in a battle report today. Final thing that is in the list is the Praetus Land Raider. That is a dedicated transport for the Invictora Suzerains. And again, a brand new miniature in a battle report. So, are they going to get new mini syndrome? Across this battlefield, The Sons of Horus and the Ultramarines are staring off at each other. Today we had the clash of lines deployment, so triangles on either side. Into the Sons of Horus deployment, we have the Spartan, the Rhino, 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and the Kratos tank. All of them in the middle of the battlefield, probably looking at moving their way up quite quickly because all their infantry is inside the vehicles. The new bit of scenery I was on about is the orbital relay that I've then painted up to be Ultramarines. So I'm going to want to take that. The middle objective is here. And then the final objective is inside of this building. We have the Land Raider Praetorius. In there is the Invictera Suzerains, the Praetor, Apothecary and Chaplain. Rhino with a tactical squad in. If I just come around here, we have a tactical squad out. They are holding on to that objective, which is there. We have a Contemptor, we have the Derrideo Dreadnought, and then hidden away, we have my Scorpius Whirlwind, looking at laying shells down across the battlefield. And finally, in reserve, we have the Assault Marines. So the Ultramarines deployed first. Luke won the roll-off, but gave me the honour of going first. However, there is the Seize the Initiative. Luke, do you have a dice handy?
I do.
There you go. So you want to roll, see if you can get a 6? Which he does. Sons of Horus go first. Kratos has moved up its full range of 10 inches. The Contemptor Dreadnought has moved around the side of the orbital relay here. The Rhino, that's moved up. The other Contemptor Dreadnought has moved up. And the Spartan has moved up as well, with its las cannons bearing down on the Ultramarines. The conversion beamer on the Contemptor Dreadnought shot down at the Derrideo Dreadnought. So that missed. The next thing to shoot was the Kratos tank. That shot down at the Derrideo as well. 3 wounds done, so down to 3 remaining. The las cannons from the Spartan down here shot down at the Land Raider. No damage, even with rerolls of Twin Linked and Sunder, there was no damage done at all. So we move over to the Ultramarines turn 1. Bit of a dilemma what to do with that Derrideo Dreadnought. I didn't know whether to move him up or stay still, but I decided to stay still with him. Everything is in range, but obviously it's better against troops, and all his troops are inside tanks. So, yeah, great. The Contemptor Dreadnought, I've ran. He got an extra 2 inches on his run move, so I've just moved him forward a little bit more. The Rhino has moved up behind the Land Raider. The Land Raider is obviously going to try and pop the Spartan tank. And then we've got the Scorpius as well, and there's the Nuncio Vox sitting there looking out of the window, so we should have nice clean lines of sight across all of the Sons of Horus. First thing to shoot for the Ultramarines was the Derrideo Dreadnought. We shot down at the Contemptor down here, and we did a couple of wounds. We're down to 4 remaining on that Contemptor Dreadnought. I was going to shoot the Scorpius at it as well, but actually that is out of range, so that did nothing, and nothing happened. Boring. However, not boring. The Proteus Land Raider shot down at the Spartan tank, doing 2 wounds. Managed to get 1 penetrating hit, 1 glancing hit after a Sunder reroll, and then the penetrating hit ended up being a 4. So we are crew stunned on that, and we are down 2 wound or hull points. So at the end of turn 1, very similar to pretty much every Horus Heresy game, not a lot happened. Things have moved up, starting to get into position. The Ultramarines are moving their way up the battlefield. The Sons of Horus doing exactly the same. A couple of wounds done across the armies, but realistically, no major impact or wounds inflicted. The Kratos has moved up its full range and is now really staring down at the Ultramarines. The Contemptor Dreadnought, that has moved up. Luke might be trying a crazy charge into the Land Raider. The Spartan has stayed still because it can't move. The Contemptor's moved back around the orbital relay. Now, that kind of does mean that that horrendous, stupid power weapony thingy is now straight looking down at my Land Raider, and the Rhino has stayed still as well. So, not much movement. Just pressing up slowly onto the Ultramarines. In the Sons of Horus shooting phase, the Kratos tank, we did the melt gun, we did it down at my Contemptor Dreadnought, taking a wound off that guy. All 4 las cannons then shot down at the Derrideo, taking 2 wounds off, so he's only got 1 wound remaining now. The conversion beam did exactly what I thought it was going to do, and that was shot down at my Land Raider, taking 2 wounds off of that. The Spartan tried to shoot with its las cannons, but because of the crew stun result, basically failed miserably. The Praetus then reacted and shot back, and we took another wound, another hull point off the Spartan. So here we go then. Contemptor Dreadnought is going into the Land Raider. It is an 11-inch charge. However, because of the move characteristics, the charge distance modifier is +1. So we only need a 10 only. But let's go for it then, Luke. What have you got? An 8. No. That's not a 10. For the Ultramarines, the Contemptor Dreadnought has moved up. It's looking at going into combat with the Kratos tank down here. The other thing that I did as well is I took the Invictara Suzerains out of the Land Raider because this guy's in my way. So I'm going to go and punch him in the face, move the Land Raider up. That's going to take some shots at the Spartan. The Rhino's moved up as well. Tactical squad in there, looking at holding maybe this objective, because the third objective, which is the orbital relay, the Assault Marines have deep striked in. They landed, they are perfect. I can assault, I'm going to take on that Contemptor Dreadnought and try and clear him off the battlefield, and then hopefully start to contest this objective. But it also gives Luke something to think about, because all of a sudden there's some Ultramarines in his back lines. The Derridae Dreadnought shot down at the Rhino down here, managing to do 2 hull point damage. The Scorpius Whirlwind shot down at that Rhino, but it scattered 7 inches this way and hit the Kratos just, and did a glancing hit, so took a hull point off that by accident. The Land Raider shot down at the Spartan, doing another glancing hit, so that's down to 1 hull point remaining. Now we're going to be going into assault. We've got a charge range here, and we've got a charge range over there as well. In the assault phase, everything managed to make their charge range. The Assault Marines are into the Contemptor Dreadnought down here. The Invictara Suzerains with the Thunderhammers are in with the Contemptor Dreadnought. Luke did Overwatch. He did manage to do 1 wound on these guys. And finally, the Contemptor Dreadnought is into the Kratos tank. So hopefully we will do some damage. At the end of the assault phase, you may notice a couple of little units missing from the Sons of Horus. The Kratos tank went a lucky hit with the Contemptor Dreadnought, then managed to roll a 6 on the damage table, which became a 7, which obviously went then kaboom and blew up. Down here with the Invictara Suzerains, I took a wound going into combat because of Overwatch, and then the Contemptor Dreadnought went kablooey thanks to the Thunderhammers, killing off that one guy that was on 1 wound, so that was fun. And down here, really should have hit with melter bombs. I decided to go with my Assault Marines with their chainsaws, but that was a mistake. I've lost 3 guys and done no wounds to that Dreadnought. So the tactical squad that's inside of the Rhino disembarked and is now here, other side of the orbital relay. The Rhino came zooming up this road and went to do a ram manoeuvre onto the Invictara Suzerains. I did the Death or Glory advanced reaction, and good old Dave managed to smash that Rhino as it came towards him and blew it up. Over here, the Spartan then pivoted, moved all the way up, and as you can see, the very large squad of tactical Marines plus the Warlord plus the Apothecary are all out onto the battlefield, and that Contemptor Dreadnought's a bit like, that's a lot of people in front of me all of a sudden. In the shooting phase, the tactical squad that jumped out of the Rhino shot down at the Invictara Suzerains, no damage done whatsoever. The Spartan over here took a very lucky shot at my Derridae Dreadnought, blowing it up, so that has gone. We're just about to go into assault. Down here, this massive blob squad are going into this Contemptor. They have made their charge. I did Overwatch. There was 1 guy that died in that Overwatch. In the assault phase over here, I tried my melter bombs. Yeah, that didn't go great, so I did no damage whatsoever, and still locked in combat with that stupid Dreadnought, and he killed off 2 guys. Over here, a little bit better with the Contemptor Dreadnought. There was 2 wounds done to him, but I killed 2 guys off in the process, so it's going to be a slow, drawn-out, brutal slugfest down here, I think. In the movement phase for the Ultramarines, the Rhino has moved up. I'm keeping that squad in there for the moment. The objective is on top of that board, and we're at the end of turn 3, so keep them in there for the time being. I was in a real dilemma what to do here in this big mess that is going on here. So what I've decided to do is I've moved the Land Raider up. I'm going to try and shoot the Spartan in the butt and try and blow that up. I've taken the Praetor out with the Apothecary and the Chaplain, trying to make it into this tactical squad here. The Invictara Suzerains, now this is where I was really torn. I could have come through the gap of the building and joined in here. I could have come around the corner and gone into this squad, or gone over there to get the Dreadnought. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to attempt to take them into that Dreadnought. The reason is to unlock that assault squad that at the moment are tied up. So those guys are going into there, that's going into there. This is just carrying on, and that's going to shoot that. But I do have my Scorpius Whirlwind to try and lay down a template on here. The Spartan is kind of line of sight blocking for everything, including the Nuncio Vox that is in Squad 1 over in the building. So it's going to be a scatter no matter what. Good news, people. Good news. Unless you're a Sons of Horus fan. The Spartan has been destroyed. It is out of hull points. There was a lucky glance from the Land Raider into the back of it, taking that out. The Scorpius Whirlwind did shoot down at this squad, but I can't see them, so there's no advantage from line of sight from a Nuncio Vox. And it scattered 8 inches and hit the dirt road. In the assault phase, the Praetor, the Chaplain and the Apothecary basically murdered that squad. I killed 4 with the Paragon Blade, just decapitated Sons of Horus everywhere. There was blood spurting everywhere. You should have seen it. It was great. They failed their morale check, and then they were chased down, and that squad was wiped out. Invictara Suzerains failed their charge into that Contemptor Dreadnought. Down here, though, a bit of a stalemate. Yeah, that's going to take a bit of time. And then over here, exactly the same. Basically, not a lot happened. Yeah, that's going to go on for some time as well. In the ongoing slobber knocker that is down here with the Contemptor Dreadnought, another one of the Assault Marines was killed off. Past my morale, so they're staying still. Down here, the Contemptor Dreadnought was murderous striked by the Warlord. He went kablooey, 4-inch blast. Basically managed to kill off the Apothecary and the Sergeant. Luke decided to take him on the Artificer Armour. Really clever idea, because majority of that squad and the bulk of that squad is still there. In the movement phase, the tactical squad are out of the Rhino. They're now onto that objective. However, just because I'm holding an objective doesn't mean it's worth anything, because you have to roll for the points, and a 1 to 2 is nothing. So I'm holding 2 at the moment, but they might be completely worthless. We'll find out at the end of the game. The Invictara Suzerains and the Land Raider have moved up. That Dreadnought is really starting to annoy me, so he needs to die. So the Invictaras are going to go in there. The Praetor's moved around. He's not going to make a charge. He's just kind of loitering around the back of that bust up Spartan. In the shooting phase, the tactical squad that are up on this building shot down into this squad down here, killing off 2 guys. Into combat, the Invictara Suzerains made it in. We did 3 wounds. That guy had 4 left, so he was alive with 1 wound. He then punched the Assault Marines, wiping that squad out, so that's another victory point for Luke. In the Sons of Horus turn, there was no movement, but this squad down here, Fury of the Legion, my tactical squad, lots of hits, lots of wounds, somehow managed to save them all apart from 1. So 1 guy died down there. In the combat phase, down here, this pesky Contemptor Dreadnought hit my Invictara Suzerain squad first, killing 3 guys off. They were so close to wiping that squad out. The 1 guy that remained managed to do the damage. The Contemptor Dreadnought blew up, caused a wound. So the Invictara squad down there has passed their morale. There is 1 guy left. Somehow he managed to survive. For the Ultramarines this turn, the remaining Invictara Suzerain has moved up to claim that objective. I shot down our squad with the tactical Marines in that building. Didn't really do much damage. And then over here, we've issued a challenge. We've got Warlord versus Warlord. There is a victory point up for grabs here. However, a bit of a stalemate, to be fair. There was a murderous strike for me that was saved, and then a couple of wounds done back, but I managed to save those as well. Over here, lost a couple, about 3 of the tactical squads were pulled down by the Chaplain and the Apothecary. But overall, stalemate. In the final turn for the Sons of Horus, the Praetor actually managed to do 2 wounds to my Praetor with nothing dished back. So no murderous strikes, luckily, but I've failed 2 with my invuln saves. So 2 wounds done, 2 remaining. Over here, absolute stalemate, no damage done either side. So we're going to head over to the final turn for the Ultramarines. Over here, absolutely nothing. That was a complete whiff fest, absolutely no damage. I'm going to film the dice rolling on this, because it is going to be the last thing to happen in this battle. So, Luke, you have got 5 attacks. You are hitting on 4s. Pretty...
Not good.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but you go for it. And then you need...
5 versus 4s, 3s.
3s to wound me. 2 wounds. AP2 weapon. So I have my 4-up Terminator armour. I fail 1. So he's down to 1 wound remaining, and then I get to hit him back. Ultramarines Praetor time. 5 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Again, not great. Only 2 hits. Wound on 3s. 2 wounds. Ooh. No murderous strike, though. So,
4 up Iron Halo.
4 up Iron Halo for him. Oh, he fails 1. He's taken a wound. So we've just counted up the death toll, which is the primary objective, and it is 7 victory points to 3 to the Ultramarines at the moment. What we need to do now is work out how much the objectives are worth. So first objective is here, and I roll the d6. Let's have a look. I roll a 2. That is worth absolutely nothing. This objective here, I roll a 5. That is worth 3, so that's 10. And then the final objective is there, and I roll a 5, which is another 3. Perfect. Totaling up the victory points at the end of the game, it was 13 victory points to 3 to the Ultramarines. Hi guys, welcome to the post-game review. What a fantastic game. I hope you really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, amazing.
I thought the Sons of Horus, again, look amazing and look absolutely stunning. They actually had me worried towards the start of the game when you guys were coming all the way up and you kept all of your troops inside your transports. Most of my stuff is designed to squish troops. I'm like, I can't get at them. They're all inside the big heavy stuff. But I think normally when I've played Horus Heresy is I've noticed things start to turn about turn 3. And I think that happened again today. The Contemptor Dreadnought going in and taking out your Kratos. I think that was a big turning point. That's a big arsenal of yours, isn't it? Lots of nasty, horrible weapons on that. Because you were coming up at me quite quickly with that thing.
Yeah, a lot of points tied up in the Kratos. So that was a bit of a loss.
Yeah, it was. A very lucky shot from a Contemptor Dreadnought. I did roll 1-6 and then roll a 6 on the damage table. Invictara Suzerains with the Thunder Hammers, they're not exactly friend makers. Friends are overrated. Basically, they did what they designed to do. They go into squads and absolutely slaughter them, or dreadnoughts, and they did it twice. You got very, very close to wiping that squad out towards the end with your Contemptor.
Yeah, 1 wound left.
Yeah. If you'd have taken him out, that'd have been another victory point, and I wouldn't have destroyed that dreadnought at all. You'd already killed off the assault marines. That's probably my biggest mistake, I think, was taking that assault squad into that Contemptor Dreadnought for me. I think that I was expecting them to go in and just kill it, and it didn't. So I was like, okay, that's that tied up then for the next 3 or 4 turns. But in one way, that's good because it saves you running around with your conversion beamer, just trying to destroy everything that you can. Lots of new units in here for me for the Ultramarines. So new Land Raider, new Derrideo Dreadnought, didn't really do a fat lot. And then the Assault Marines didn't really do a fat lot. So it's like, okay, fine. New Mini Syndrome. So, Sons of Horus, what was your player of the game? Do you have one?
It's tied between the Praetor and the C-Beam Contemptor, which has given me an idea to sort of lean towards more, probably close combat Dreadnought heavy army.
Yeah, I think that would be really quite nice. And your Praetor did brilliantly, especially towards the end there. He almost killed off my Praetor. An extra 6 and you'd have got a Murderous Strike, and that would have been game over for my guy. The Terminator armour that I've got him in saved him at the end of the day. It really, really did. But your Iron Halo did as well. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much a stalemate, but fantastic. Really, really great little combat going on down there. But really great game. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave us a comment below. Tell Luke how nice his Sons of Horus is. Like I said at the start, check out the link to our sponsor where you can get all your hobby needs and help support the channel as well. If you haven't subscribed, why not subscribe and click that bell icon so you never miss any of our content. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.